Back in 2001, a man named Harley Hoffman captured video evidence of a potential Sasquatch in British Columbia. It was featured in a short documentary, a strange one, that his twin brother, Hutch Hoffman, was actually featured in.
It's absolutely real. I'm telling you, apply the same scientific principles that they espouse to that film and tell me it isn't real. Don't forget, science is an attitude. It's not machines. Science is an attitude of questioning. Not doubting, but questioning. Science may or may not ever get the proof that'll satisfy you.
British Columbia is absolutely known for many sightings of these Sasquatch beings, with Harrison Hot Springs, historic sightings all around the Providence, as well as being connected to Washington State in the United States, which is also the highest reported sighting area or state in the United States. There is a couple things very peculiar about this footage. Detail, as well. The ear is very high up compared to a modern human. Smaller ear as well. The brow ridge is definitely rigid, strong, sloped back forehead. This thing actually, it reminds me of something familiar from a man named Danny Vendramini, who recreated the Neanderthal and what it might have looked like. So let's get into that comparison.
It raises an interesting question. What did they look like? Actually, once you get rid of all the anthropomorphic bias and the inherent flaws in the reconstruction technology, answering this question is not particularly difficult. And that's because, ultimately, Neanderthals were members of the order of primates. They were primates, and as such you would expect them to maintain the appearance of primate. The fact that humans no longer look like their primate ancestors is, I believe, due to completely unique ecological and environmental circumstances, which I describe in my book. These circumstances certainly didn't apply to Neanderthals. So in light of that, you would expect them to maintain the appearance of a tall bipedal primate. When I compared the profile of a Neanderthal with a chimpanzee, they seem to fit amazingly well. For my book, Them and Us, I commissioned one of the world's best digital sculptors to create a completely new forensic reconstruction based on my theories. We began by scanning the skull of a French Neanderthal. Then, over several months and hundreds of emails and phone calls between Spain and Australia, a creature gradually emerged.
So with the exception of the nose being very, very gorilla kind of type on this Neanderthal, and the ear is small, but it's a little bit lower than in the footage. Teeth are yellow because they're exposed. We don't know what color the teeth are in the video footage of the British Columbia Sasquatch, but there are very good similarities here. Now, this is a still taken from the video footage from Hutch Hoffman and his brother, so apparently they did see the being together as well. Anyways, yeah, like I mentioned before, very small ear, placed up and over, more up higher on the head, heavy duty brow ridge, slow back forehead. The skin on this guy is very, very dark and shiny. Notice the shoulder and the muscle. The muscle definition is absolutely visible. So with that last picture in mind of the potential Sasquatch, here we have artist rendition of Neanderthal from Danny Vendramini. Basically very similar. There are some differences, but the heavy-duty brow ridge and the eyes are up higher on the skull versus a modern human. You can't really see the ear where its placement is, but it does kind of see something up there on the top right where the ear looks like it might be higher up and over. Now when it comes to the nose, you don't really know how the nose would be based off the skeletal structure, because it is an empty cavity when it comes to the skull. So there is interpretation there, and that skull, that the nose is very smushed in on the artist rendition, but we don't really know. I mean, that's just rendition. What stands out to me right here is the width of the shoulders, the humpback, and the where the head placement is, where it is kind of almost appearing to be slouched over. Very chimpanzee-like. This could be a young Sasquatch. If it is a Sasquatch. The knees are bent. You can see the bend. If you look at the video, if you look back, the very first visual you see is an arm swing. And then if you track the head movement, you can see it's very linear. So yeah, I'm really not sure what to think on this. What really truly stands out to me is the muscle definition, and it seems like you can actually see skin underneath the hair. Coming back to Danny Benjamini's interpretation of Neanderthal, very hairy compared to most interpretations. And the heavy-duty brow ridge is absolutely prevalent there, and very comparable to the footage. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you.